Well, it's day 3 of our hot wire challenge with the Big Joe herd, and I knew this day was coming. Now I've got a new challenge, and some of these cows are acting like they're about to pop.
She is not making the effort. She must be getting ready to have a calf.
We also started some new projects at the homestead. We're also setting up the foundation for some new critters that are coming to the Ponderosa very soon. Got a wandering turkey here. So the Big Joe herd has been out there on the Pasture 3 cover crop for over 24 hours. They made it through day 1. Let's go see how they did on day 2. Let's see if they got kind of anxious and went through. That's what I want to know. They looked like they were pretty anxious. They want to move. So day 2, let's go check the Big Joe herd and see if they have survived our 1 strand of hot wire. Do a little training course right here. Just a little training for these guys. Like to practice with them every now and then. So I know we've talked about it several times, but it's good just to train these guys every now and then with the most important tool. Some treats, some cubes. Range cubes, 20% cubes is what we typically use. So it's good just to get them used to it and say, hey, here's some cubes for you. So they know that sound. They know that sound, and it helps us in the future. So, especially calves, because they're just not used to it near as much. But when you need to move them, the cubes are the best. So that will be good right there. Just a little bit of love for them. It takes them a little bit more time. All right, on to the Big Joe herd. So on a first initial notice, there was some hot wire disconnected, or it looked like it had been hit at some point that was off of our insulators. So that's one problem. I see somebody. All right, so initial inspection. I see wire down way over there. So I'm gonna unhook us. Okay, so our wire's off now. Let's go check it out. All right, so there we go. Hot wire is down. I want to get the Big Joe herd back in here. I see him over there on the hill. This is a training. I knew that there was a high chance of this happening, basically. So it's not a surprise to me. When Mom and Kevin and Marissa and Brooks and I came over here yesterday to check them, they were kind of on the fence staring at it. Bison want to move right, but we're trying a new training method with them that we want to try to do to benefit our land in better ways. So I'm going to see if they'll follow me at cubes over here. I want to keep training them. There's so much in here left for them to eat. Now what I can do is once I get them in here, I'm going to show them that I'm going to give them some more, basically. So there's still a lot of forage in here that they could eat. So I could leave them here for the rest of the day, come back in the evening and move them. I don't know if that's a good approach. Typically the best time to move them is about right now. It's 12:20. So 1 o'clock is the highest point of protein. I want to get them back over here, put the hot wire back up, and then we'll go from there. But apparently just looking at our damage here, the hot wire may have come off at some point, and then when they touched it, they were like, oh, it's not hot now. So then it just takes one and then they all go. So let's go see if we can round them back up with our cubes. I don't like driving all over these pastures, so I'll see if they'll maybe come to me. Woo! Woo! Somebody ripped my bag. Cora. Down at my truck. Woo! Come on! Well, the first ones that are usually here are here. You got Christy right here. You got Peaches. Some of them are showing up. Hopefully we can move them. And there's the baby! Big Joe made it over, baby made it over, but it looks like we got some stragglers coming. Come on! I'll give them some cubes real quick. This last one's right here. She's playing tough. She is not making the effort. She must be getting ready to have a calf. Come on, girl. Woo! Come on! Come on! She's acting funny. I don't know why she won't come over with the rest of them. The rest of them are all here. Come on! I think this was the cow that was kind of acting funny and didn't want to come back over. But that's just how bison can be sometimes. Here comes Big Joe. We need to go down here and check the other end. Look at that little calf. A lot of naps. So I just got to kind of remind myself, and I'm not super frustrated either, but it is frustrating. Luckily, I got them all back over and got the hot wire going again. But I mean, we're trying to do something very difficult raising, just if you're doing this with any animal, okay? Sheep, goats are extremely hard to keep in hot wire unless you have the net wrapping and stuff, the net wiring. Cattle can do it with one strand. Any of those animals, it's difficult using hot wire, okay? We're doing this with the American bison, most athletic animal on the Great Plains, one of the most athletic animals in America, right? So I knew that this was going to be a training not only for them, but for me, to be honest with you. We've watched the studies. I've been to the courses. I've talked to lots of people. This is a great way to benefit your land. Now, it's a lot of labor for sure. We know that. But what we're doing right here with this amp grazing, adaptive grazing, mob grazing, all those terms, whatever you want to call it, maybe I just need to call something myself for bison grazing, is difficult. It's supposed to be one of the most beneficial ways of grazing your land. Look up White Oak Pastures, Alan Williams and Gabe Brown. Look up all those guys that have done this and have been very successful. Not only will it benefit the land, but it can help your wallet as well, and save you some money by doing it this way. This is something that we're just trying. Luckily, our animals are so used to us. Got them back in with cubes, of course. I had to drive around. I didn't want to drive around. I hate driving around with the ATV, but it makes things go by so much faster. And they're stomping on it and doing all their stuff. So we're going to challenge them today again. And then we're going to come back tomorrow and see if I can get them in there, keep them in there another 24 hours. So they have to come back to this area anyways, right? This is where they were. They were over here on top of the hill. I mean, I don't blame them, honestly, for going over there, right? But they have plenty right here where I am. That's just bison being bison. They're just kind of being picky. Bison are picky. And so, yes, they have to come back to drink water because we don't have a water source, a mobile water source. We need to come up with one, we need to build one. But then you have, it's some more work, but it's all part of it. So here's our reel, and wire is hot, so it's stranded all the way across there. So we won't be able to really see the benefits of this until later on. Hopefully we save grass, we produce more grass. We're gonna try it and at least see if we can do it. So we're gonna go through some bumps in the road for sure. But Red Dog is doing great. That other one, that 1504 mama, that we had a hard time getting across, it took her forever. I wasn't sure if she was actually gonna come back to this side. I'm gonna try to tighten this reel up some. All right, so the girls just dropped me off. Borrowed my Uncle Keith's tractor. Got the bucket. My skid steer's broke down right now, electronically. We're gonna go get a scoop of rock. I know, good place for it. So we were coming out here to get work on the bees, and I got Keith's tractor over here, Uncle Keith's tractor, because my skid steer's jacked up right now. Some electronics are wiring. So I had to go get his tractor and come across the hay meadow to get to the burn unit where our bees are going to be placed. And girls were following me, and I pulled over and stopped the tractor, and she goes, "You gonna light that on fire?" My wife knows me the best. So, yep, it is actually a really good time to burn. May is the best time for brush pile burning. Let me be clear. Brush pile burning, lit some old organic matter of hay stacked up here, lit it, but got these brush piles stacked up here down in this low area. This is part of our grassland initiative. We kind of really started several years ago, but if you want to give it a title, I guess you could call it that. But basically opening up the Great Plains, getting rid of lots of trees, small trees, cedar trees mostly, and then you got winged elm, hackberry. There's some other stuff in there, some Osage orange, and it's not like I'm cutting every single tree down last year, or what we did last fall or this winter. Basically, I was really cutting a lot of trees down, and so I piled a bunch of them off down into these low bottom areas where a lot of debris gets gathered up. And then good times like this where everything is super green, very green, the ground is still wet from the 11 plus inches of rain we've got in the past 3 weeks, and so it's a good time to brush pile burn. So might as well light it up. Now we'll eventually make it to the corral where we're setting up our beehive.